They don't have licenses, just quirks and a cause. This is Heroism from the Gutter Up. Spiraken Manga Review, episode 606. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Spiraken Manga Review. I'm your host Zan, saying konnichiwa, aloha, bonjour, and what's up? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're excited for another fun-filled episode of this awesome podcast that you can find at www.spiraken.com. We're also at youtube.com/Spiraken. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and various other social media sites. Just type in SPIRAKN. I guarantee you'll find us one way or the other. And more importantly, if you're watching on YouTube, remember to like, share, subscribe, and as always, click on that bell for notification for when we release new episodes. And with that in mind, let's actually get to it, because this is a fun episode, because this is the week of Thanksgiving if you are in the United States. If you're in the rest of the world, it is the fourth week of the month, where maybe nothing's going to happen. But this is Thanksgiving weekend. A lot of people are going home to do fun things and do various stuff. But for me, I'm as usual being awesome and reading manga. No, seriously, my parents are coming by for visiting from a different state, and it's going to be kind of interesting because, yeah, Thanksgiving, headaches, and fun. So I've actually recorded this a little bit early, this in the next week's episode, because for those of you who are unaware, my birthday's coming up, so it's going to be kind of a fun craziness, so I might not be able to record on time. But I digress, because I'm excited to see what we're going to review, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen. But more importantly, let's actually get to the review of the episode, because this is one which is a little different, because this is actually a prequel spin-off of a very popular series, arguably one of the number one shonen manga that's out in the time. And this is a different interpretation, or is it? And what are we talking about? We're talking about My Hero Academia Vigilantes, also known as Vigilante Boku no Hero Academia Illegals, the story of the illegal unsung heroes of the My Hero Academia world. And this is written by Hideyuki Furuhashi and illustrated by Betten Court. And this was based on the concept by Kohei Horikoshi, who is the creator of My Hero Academia. And this is a little different, and there are references to the series, which is actually really awesome. And this is the story of the Vigilantes. These are the self-appointed doers of justice who are not licensed in the My Hero Academia world. They didn't go to UA, they didn't go to school. They help just to help, because in this world, when you don't have a quirk, you don't do anything. And if you have a quirk, unless you're licensed, you can't use it in public. But this is different, because these are individuals who are inspired by those heroes like Present Mike, Mount Lady, and of course All Might. And these are the ones who are inspired by them to do what is right, because they're the ones who do what they can. And unlike Deku, the main character of My Hero Academia, these characters, well, for the most part, have powers. And this is a very different story. And like I said, this is all about people who are another person who's inspired by All Might. That smiling, I am here superhero who is the Superman and the face of the superhero world. And this is taking place about 5 years before All Might meets Deku and ends up transferring the power of All for One to, or One for All to Midori. And this is, well, let's get to the main character. Our main character is Koichi Himawari. He is a 19-year-old college student who unfortunately didn't go to UA for certain reasons, which I'm not going to spoil. And his power is kind of, it's not lame, it's unique. It's slide and glide, which when he attaches 3 points of his body to any surface, he's able to glide on it. This means he can climb walls, he can go on the floor and move at about a bicycle's pace, so about like 15, 20 miles an hour, which sometimes works to his advantage to get away from stuff, but for the most part, it's kind of an annoying power that just like he's sliding around. But he does want to be a hero. He is a college student, and he works at a convenience store. And in a world where there are bullies and jerks who have quirks, there's not much you can do. Or is there? And our other main character of this series is a young girl who is known as the freelance idol Pop Step. She is a guerrilla pop idol who shows up in various locations, has a show, and when the cops show up, she runs away. And she was inspired actually by our main character in a unique way. And her quirk is called Jump. And she can kind of jump and bounce around. She also dresses really scantily clad, has a huge, very feverish fan base who are they're kind of nuts. 2 of them look like characters from a certain Marvel series, and that is an intentional running joke, and I love that that's the case. However, that's not the story. The thing is that these two, that's their life. Like Pop Step, aka Kazuho, she's using her powers for money, to get money. But Koichi, he wants to do the right thing. And so after work, after things are done, he actually will go change into his special suit, which is an All Might hoodie. He has 50 of them, keeps changing it. And then he is known as the all-powerful, the almighty Mr. Nice Guy, a guy who will pick up garbage, help people with photos, help people get directions. Ironically, one of the people that he helps out is the mother of Midori, which I love. That is like a little nice little nod. You're like, oh my god, that's Midori's mom. That's Deku's mom. And helping people out, he's known as the nice guy. And he's helped people around his neighborhood as best he can. Doesn't really get into much trouble. Until one day when he bumps into or he meets Pop Step, and she's asking, like, why do you help people? But he's like, I do it because I want to see people smile, because I was inspired by the man who sees people smile. And they end up running amok, or in the way of a couple of hooligans who bothered Koichi earlier. And they end up beating up Koichi, saying, just run away. We'll take care of your girlfriend. She's not his girlfriend, even though totally she should be. And he has a choice now. The choice is, with his weak powers, is he going to let this transgression happen, or is he going to step up? And just like Deku in the original series, Koichi tries to step up to save someone else, even if he's going to get hurt. And he thinks, I'm going to kick butt, my powers will work. It doesn't really work out, and he gets his butt kicked as Mr. Nice Guy. And he has nothing he can do. And they say, oh, well, you know what? There are no heroes around here, just you. What are you going to do? Call for help? Call for someone like All Might? Let's see what you can do. Call for help. So maybe someone will come up. And Koichi decides to call for help. And he's hoping someone will save the day, because he is trying to do the best, but he needs some help. And does All Might show up? Does All Might come to save the day? No. But another figure shows up, jumping off of a building and landing in a pile of garbage. And after they say, what the hell was that? He says, you called for All Might. All Might's not here. He's too lazy. You got me. I'm here. And this is the janitor of the fist, known as Knuckle Duster, a superhero who his power is to punch people in the face really, really hard. Is it a quirk? Is it just he's on steroids? I'm not going to spoil it for you. But he ends up beating up these goons and saving the day. And saving these two. And then he sees our Mr. Nice Guy, Koichi, and is like, hey, kid, you tried your best, but you got to learn to do. Help me out with my problem, and I'll make you one of the best heroes possible. You don't need a license. We do what we do to help the people around us. And Knuckle Duster ends up trying to convince Koichi to become his apprentice. And this guy's kind of nuts, because he ends up beating people up, then opening their mouths and looking at their tongues. And Koichi's like, you're nuts. I'm not going to deal with you. But the concept and the want of wanting to be a true blue hero convinces Koichi and Pop Step to end up working together to find out what is going on in their part of the city and why this weird drug that's giving people extra powers is being passed around. And it is a story of underdogs rising to the top and dealing with all of the craziness that is in this world. I mean, this is what it is. It is the story of heroes being heroes. And like Deku, this is anyone can be a hero. And in this situation, someone who wants to be the best, not because he doesn't have the power, but because he just wants to help people. And I like that it's not about, I'm going to be the strongest and most powerful, I'm going to Goku it. It's like, I want to help people, and that's what this is. Now, Knuckle Duster's reasons for helping people is very different. And Pop Step's reasons for helping people is different as well. And each one's reasons are diverse, and it's engaging because all these characters are so dynamic. And this is a series which takes place 5 years before My Hero Academia, so there are a lot of references to the series and things that are going on that set up stuff in My Hero Academia. I don't want to spoil too much because there's a lot of twists and turns, especially with what's going on with Knuckle Duster and how that leads to things going on with the villain organization and with All for One. There's elements that are connected to this world, and it's kind of fascinating to see that. On the other hand, though, this is a foregone conclusion because in the last part of the series of My Hero Academia, you do see that Koichi does become a kind of pro-hero somewhere else. So there are repercussions because for Vigilantes, you're working illegally. And if you get caught, you'll go to jail. So what is Koichi going to do? Why is he now working in another country? This shows you what happens to that. And what happened to Knuckle Duster? Well, we have to read and find out. And because of this reason, the story, the plot is great. The characters are really fun. And I like that Koichi is a very different version of Deku, where he has powers. And even though they hinted that maybe Deku had powers and someone may have stolen them, blah, blah, blah. But regardless, he had powers. It is cool. And he's an adult character. He's not a teenager. He's a 19-year-old. He's a college student. He has his own apartment. Well, he's kind of living weird in his apartment. He has his own apartment, has his own life. And he's not stuck with going to school. And a lot of people don't like the fact that he is, like, Deku is in UA doing school stuff. This is, I don't want to do school stuff. I want to see other stuff. So that's kind of one of the better parts about this. The art is exceptional. I will say that Betten Court does do a great job with the art style, and he or she, they adapt it to their own to make it look just as good as My Hero Academia, but adds its own personality to it, which I like. And some of the characters are designed really well. There is some fan service, but it is a fun series. And for that reason, I have to give this a Bar for Friend Don't Return Unless Offered Pocky. I love the street level perspective of My Hero Academia's world. You see what's going on with people who are not licensed to be superheroes, and also you see some of the elements of what's going on in the world otherwise. We have some great character development with all the characters, like Koichi's character development going from an unsure vigilante to where he's at is great. Seeing Pop Step's storyline where we find out what her motivations were and how she's inspired to be better than she was. And Knuckle Duster's heartbreaking story of where he was and how he ended up here. It is great. You do have all this context for everything going on because you have a lot of things which lead into the origins of some of the best characters in My Hero Academia and see what happened to some characters who were injured when My Hero Academia started. And I love that fact. Also, it is a more gritty tone. This is not a fun tone. Like, one of the villains is straight up a person who kills people and infects them and kind of wears them like a suit. They would not have that in the original series. So it is a much more mature, gritty tone. The one thing I'll say is it does have a little bit of a slow burn start where the first part is, oh, he's going to be vigilante, but the whole overarching plot takes a while to get to. The other aspect is there is prequel limitations. Like, we know that Koichi is a licensed hero in the future, so we know he's not going to die. We know other characters aren't going to die as well, but it kind of takes away from the risk and reward, but it is still a very entertaining story, and it is a lot of fun. And the tropes for this are street level heroes, anyone can be a hero, and the fact that you have the underdog rising to the occasion. And if you've read this and you disagree with me or agree with me, let me know. Email me, zanspiraken.com, or tweet me at Spiraken. Let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed My Hero Vigilante better or worse than the original My Hero Academia, or do you think that it should have kept the original title, which was Illegals, My Hero Academia Illegal Vigilantes? Let me know your thoughts. Email me at zanspiraken.com or comment down below. So with that in mind, let's actually get to the manga releases for the week, and we've got a lot. Starting off with Yowamushi Pedal, Volume 28. Yes, this series is still going on, and it is still awesome. We've got Yona of the Dawn, Volume 45. We've got Wolf Girl and Black Prince, Volume 16. We've got Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun, Volume 17. Got To Save the World, Can You Wake Up the Morning After with a Demi-Human, Volume 8. You have A Star Brighter Than the Sun, Volume 4. Spy Family, Volume 15. Spice and Wolf Collection 2, new hardcover series with more artwork. You have Secrets of the Silent Witch, Volume 7, light novel. The Saga of Tiny the Evil, Volume 27, light novel. Rose and Maids, Collector's Edition 4. You've got Restaurant to Another World, Volume 6. It only took 3 years to come out, and I am so excited to pick this one up. This one, unfortunately, is not going to be in my top 5 for the week, but this is a personal one that I'm geeking out about and very excited about. You got Queen's Quality, Volume 24. Got Planates Deluxe Edition, Volume 2. This set is very shiny. We've got Nana 25th Anniversary Edition, Volume 2. This is the second of the new editions, and hopefully by the end of this we do get a new volume, which Ayazawa has said we're going to get some new chapters. You got My Instant Death Ability is So Overpowered, No One in This Other World Stands a Chance Against Me, Alpha Omega, Volume 9. My Hero Academia Team Up Missions, Volume 7. This is the last volume of this series. You got Marriage Toxin, Volume 10. Lout of Count's Family, Volume 6, the light novel. Leela and the Winds of War. This is a beautifully done manga that looks very different. What is it about? I don't know, but this one I want to definitely put on the Wheel of Manga upcoming. You have Life with an Ordinary Guy reincarnated into a Total Fantasy Knockout, Volume 8. Let's Do It Already, Volume 7. Last Game, Volume 11. Kaiju number 8, Relax, Volume 1. I Won't Let Mistress Suck My Blood, Volume 1. It Takes More Than a Pretty Face to Fall in Love, Volume 4. I'm the Evil Lord of an Intergalactic Empire, Manga number 7. I Kept Pushing the 100 Million Year Button and Came Out on Top, The Unbeatable Reject Swordsman, Volume 7. I Got Married to the Girls I Hate Most in Class, Volume 4. This is a light novel, not the manga. I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World and Became Unrivaled in the Real World 2, Volume 7. How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, Volume 19. Dumbaroo is still coming out, and they now have more workouts more than ever. Gunsmith Cats Revised Edition, Volume 3. New hardcover set for Gunsmith Cats. Got Fushigi Yugi, Byako Senki, Volume 3. Fire in His Fingertips, A Flirty Fireman Ravishes Me with His Smoldering Gaze, Volume 10. Far From Romance. Then we have The Cuckolding Wizard's Adventure, Volume 1. This is a series which looks very questionable and odd. Then we've got The Color of the End, Volume 3. Cheeky Brat, Volume 15. The Bugle Call, Song of War. Bone Ash, Volume number... well, it's a single one-shot. Got Ballad of Sword and Wine, Volume 6. Astro Royale, Volume 3. The Alchemist Who Survived Now Dreams of a Quiet City Life, Book 2, Volume 3. After the Disabled God of War Became My Concubine, Volume 1. The 13th Footprint, Volume 2. This is the new Kei Sanbei. This one looks really good. The 12 Kingdoms, Book 3, Sea of Wind, Shore of the Labyrinth. And last but not least, we've got The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Volume 16. And the series is still going on, still being weird. What's going to happen to it? Well, you're going to have to wait and find out. But these are the manga releases for the week. Which ones are you most excited about? Which ones are you not? Let me know. Email me, zan@spiraken.com, or tweet me at Spiraken. For me personally, my top 5 are going to be The 13th Footprint, Volume 2, because this is a Kei Sanbei series, and his last 3 were exceptional, and this one has been just as good. Bone Ash looks like a very dark horror series that I'm engaged and intrigued to see. Gunsmith Cats Omnibus Volume 3. We got Riding Bean. Enough said. Kaiju number 8, Relax, is a sidequel series involving some of the downtime in Kaiju number 8, so I'm excited to see that. And Nana 20th Anniversary Edition. It's Nana, so yeah, enough said. The rest of them, well, there's some good ones, but these ones kind of top the top. And I know that I took down Restaurant to Another World because of that reason, but it's Restaurant to Another World. You know I'm going to love it regardless. So these are my choices for the week, but let me know which ones you're most excited about. And with that, I want to thank each and every one of you for every email I get, every comment I get, every new subscriber. Gives you more motivation to keep doing this podcast. I love doing this. So thank you so much for checking out and just being here with me. And let me know what you're going to be doing this weekend for Thanksgiving. Are you going to be going visiting people? Are you staying home? I know things are crazy right now, and financially, a lot of people are having problems getting stuff. Trust me, like I said, my parents are driving down to see me. They're not going to fly with all the craziness going on. But we'll see if we can get something good. You know, let me know if you had a great Thanksgiving, if it was boring, if you just were at home doing nothing. Let me know. And as always, if you want something to do when you are doing nothing, I have a backlog of over 605 episodes of manga reviews. The early stuff is kind of cringy, but there's tons of titles, tons of stuff. Also, before I forget, we're going to be doing a upcoming episode, which is going to be just a comment episode, just reading some of the comments for the year. And it's going to be really exciting, but enough of that. Let's get to the part that you've all been waiting for, the most popular part of the Wheel of Manga! Yes, friends, the Wheel of Manga, except no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a Wheel of Fortune with 10 slots on it. What I've done is I've assigned a manga title to each of the 10 slots. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin the wheel. Whatever number it lands on, that's a manga I'm going to review in the next episode of the Spiraken Manga Review. And I'm excited for a couple of these because this is going to be the ones we're going to read over Thanksgiving weekend and, more importantly, my birthday weekend. Is this going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Well, let's find out. number 1. So in the next episode, I'm going to be reviewing Akane Banashi, the story of I believe it's a comedy series about stand-up comedy. Is it? I don't know. We're going to find out. But anyway, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving weekend. If you do celebrate, for everyone outside of the United States, I hope that your weekend is amazing. I hope that everything is all well. And more importantly, I hope that everyone is safe, happy, and healthy. And as usual, I am your host, Zan. I am Gonzville. I'll catch you guys next time. And as always, keep reading manga. I'll see you later.